2014 and 2023. Government launched the Rozgar Mela in October 22, as a result of which today 6.32 lakh people have already got the appointment letters in their hand. 10 lakh central government jobs are being given through that. Sir, whenever we talk of inflation, there is this comparison, our period, your period. I have already sort of established that. One important fact, sir, despite collapse in crude oil prices in the second half of financial year 9, financial year 10, full year, and financial year 11, the inflation was running in double digits, which is what I said. Crude oil prices were coming down, but that benefit was not being passed on to the common public. That's their policy. What is Prime Minister Modi's policy, sir? When crude oil prices were at one level, when they started coming down, twice, once before Deepavali, 2022, and 21 and 22 again, we reduced the prices of excise. As a result, the pump price of fuel came down. So the passing on to the common citizens is a very important criteria which UPA never followed. So specifically, questions about ED is being used, weaponized, CBI is being weaponized. I want to remind, there are several instances, but one instance of how CBI was misused against an honest officer, SBI chairman R.K. Talwar was an honest person who was heading the bank, but because he refused to give loan to one of their favorites, recommended by the first family, CBI went to his house. He was compelled to resign from the post of chairman, and that is weaponizing. That was weaponizing CBI, nothing else. Here, when we've given independence to ED, and they go searching, and the accusation is, oh, they do it only with opposition leaders. I want to say, first of all, whether through CBI or ED, where the money laundering element comes, they want the money laundering to happen so that through the back door they can benefit out of it. So ED and CBI did not follow on PMLA cases because that was important for them. That operation should keep going on. If it is stopped using PMLA, money will not come to them in the form of kickbacks. So ED was made to remain dormant. CBI did not pursue PMLA cases, and data proves it. During their time, sir, number of prosecution complaints filed were just 102 by ED. Whereas when we have given them independence to contain black money, contain money laundering, the number of cases now filed are 1,200. And number of restitutions, amount that is restituted, which is taken away from the wrongdoer and given to banks or institutions like that, during their time was nil. They did not restitute even 1 rupee from the wrongdoer to the bank or to anybody else, whereas actual restitution during our period is 16,333.02 crores they've come back to the bank. Similarly, red corner notice, extradition, none of that has been done during their time. Everything is nil, 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 nil. Whereas what we have done is to issue red corner notice on 24 people, and orders have already been passed to extradite Vijay Mallya, Nirav Modi, and Sanjay Bhandari, all of whom benefited through loans during their period. Their period, they gave loans, and these people ran away from the country. They did not take any action, and when we came to power, we had to send notice, fight in the case, and the orders for extraditing them has already been issued. So K.C. Venugopalji had, I can't see him here, but I'll still respond, said, tell me one scheme that you have brought compared to our, RTE, RTI, and NFSA. Sir, I want to just give him one. More also. I want to highlight the facts, sir. I was immensely grateful to our member from Uttar Pradesh. I'm immensely grateful to our member from Uttar Pradesh, Rajya Sabha. He spoke, sir, to tell you what exactly is the mindset.
He is a policeman.
Oh, is he?
He is a former DGP.
Oh, I better be careful then. But still, he spoke total truth. And I'm not...
No, what I meant was DGPs have expertise on account of their training to know the mindset.
Sir, he actually nailed the point so effectively. If we start looking at governance only from the point of view of entitlement and not empowerment, you can always quote saying right to food, right to education. It's all right. You did it very well. I appreciate that. But how many who have bought? Again, tell me in the name of right to something, right to something. Vrajlal ji actually highlighted where that empowerment should have happened, and it has happened under Modi. It has not happened earlier. What are they? For example, he recited from 1947 how a Dalit leader went to the then Pakistan, and then Pakistan, meaning the East and West Pakistan, was made law minister, came back and realized this whole farce of, Dalits don't get empowered can be dispelled, and to dispel it, you need a leader like Prime Minister Modi. 47 till today, that approach of empowering Dalits has not happened. Empowering tribals hadn't happened. I'm giving that example based on also what Vrajlal ji highlighted. Dalit, tribal, 5 of the sacred sites of Dr. Ambedkar have been bought and established and flourishing under Prime Minister Modi's time. They could contribute to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar only in one way. They feared people who would overshadow the first family, whether it is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar or farmer leader Charan Singh ji or Shama Prasad Mukherjee ji. They make sure that such leaders, Karpuri Thakur ji, they make sure that leaders who they perceive as being a threat to the first family, they undermine. They make them lose in elections. They come to insignificance. And when somebody else gives them the recognition, gives them the due honor, we cannot digest it. That's the story, sir. I'm thankful to our member, Vrajlal ji, to have brought that point back. Tribal leader today, a woman leader from Orissa, is occupying the highest position as President of India. And that is because Prime Minister Modi has given them. And Birsa Munda ji, who's Bhagwan for tribals, that day has been declared as a day for Samman of all the tribals. Why couldn't they do it during the time? No, they were believing only to keep them as vote banks. I'm giving you a few crumbs. You remain there, but give me vote. That's the story. Prime Minister Modi doesn't believe in that. He believes in empowering them, honoring them. And that is the similar treatment and recognition which was given to the Sahibzades, the 2 young children of the Guru who gave their lives to protect this country. So the approach is empower people, don't keep them under your thumb because you want their votes by throwing some few crumbs. No, that is the approach with which we've gone, and therefore asking us, tell me what that one signature project that you've got. We brought right to education, right to farmers and everything else. But even when doing that, the so-called Right to Food Act, even when doing that, they do one thing here. Internationally, they do things to undermine that thing here. If you're giving us right to food, how did you go to Bali in 2013 and give away the right for doing MSP-based procurement from farmers, keeping a buffer stock, releasing that through PDS? You gave it all away by signing the Bali Declaration in Indonesia in 2013. And here you're coming and telling us we've given right to food? From 2017, sir, if only that agreement and Bali Declaration were to be implemented, we wouldn't be able to procure 1 grain of rice from the farmers today. We wouldn't be able to have a ration shop today. We couldn't have given food grains from our buffer stock for the poor today. So one side you come and do a right to a food, on the other, in the international platform, you go and sell away India's right to protect its farmers and protect its poor. So this is the hypocrisy, and therefore, if you're going to ask me, what is the signature contribution? At least we have honestly made sure the poor get free food grains. They get houses, they get water in their houses, they get electricity, they get cooking gas. All this under Prime Minister Modi. So, sir, I don't want to further take more time. There are just one important issue on the not so glamorous side of reform. Because most of us look at a glamorous side. There are some work which have been done which has resulted in good amount being saved. Otherwise, pilferages happened. And because of pilferages, the government was short of revenue. Now that we save it, we are able to do more projects for the poor. So we introduced, I did say that the expenditure reforms committee was formed, and as a result, the budget cycle also was changed. State governments, because we presented budget at the end of February, state governments which used to present their budget in the month of February would not have the details of the centre's budget details. And as a result, they were presenting budgets on the, because we were presenting our budget in the end of February, they were just presenting something and trying to readjust. That got corrected because budgets were started being presented on 1st February. States now are able to get an idea of what is coming to them and plan for themselves. That is one. Second, plan, non-plan expenditure. By keeping that difference, you're constantly playing with discretionary allotments, which is what the Planning Commission earlier did with all the state governments. Such distinction is not even appropriate, as non-plan expenditures include maintenance of defense systems, social security, and pensions and insurance and so on, even the subsidy for poor. So we have shifted the focus to holistic allocation with bifurcation on revenue and capital expenditure. So these changes have resulted in states feeling a lot more empowered to plan their budget. Also, sir, Treasury single account. That's a system that we brought in, which influences how money goes to states for their schemes just in time. As resources are borrowed to finance the government's developmental agenda, the just-in-time release helps in saving interest costs and fostering transparency. Let me clearly say here, sir, Treasury's single account system, which we brought, has given an estimated savings of 10,000 crores, and that is being used for bigger schemes and giving poor in return. The single nodal system, another reform, unglamorous, which we brought in, has given an estimated savings of 10,592 crores. Again, all these are going for Garib Kalyan. Sir, MSME, this is my last point. MSME, after demonetization, all MSMEs have got wiped out. K.C. Venugopal ji was feeling very concerned. All of us feel concerned about MSME. And he said because of that went away, all MSMEs are struggling, many died. But I want to say here, sir, as on 4th December 2023, as per the Udyam registration portal, the total number of MSMEs registered in the country are 3.16 crores, including informal micro enterprises, which are in the Assist platform. Again, early January, as per the Udyam registration portal, the total number of women-owned MSMEs was 1.17 crores. So MSMEs are getting registered even newly. Export of MSMEs in all India exports during the year 22-23 was 44%. Do you think it will happen in 22-23 if post-demonetization all MSMEs got wiped away? 40%, 44% of all India exports are happening through the MSMEs. So they should do some more homework rather than come with general observations which are getting disproved each time data is thrown at them. Sir, the efforts that we take are, during the COVID itself, 5 lakh crore emergency credit line guarantee scheme for businesses were extended, which were used by a lot of MSMEs. And I'm telling you with great sense of pride that even as we come to the end of that period, many of them have honored their own loans returns and servicing the interest. This guarantee is not going to be used by most of those loans which were given. 50,000 crore equity infusion through MSME Self-Reliant India Fund has happened. We've done that for MSMEs. No global tenders in this country for procurement can happen up to 200 crores. They have to be reserved for MSMEs. No global tenders. Similarly, sir, launching an online portal, Champions, in June 2020 to cover many aspects of e-governance so that they can be made easy. Inclusion. When we think of MSMEs, we think of only manufacturing. But what we've done is also to bring in small traders onto this. Retail and wholesale traders are also now recognized as MSMEs. They can get all the benefit. Non-tax benefits have been extended for 3 years in case of an upward change in status of MSME. Rollout of racing and accelerating MSME performance program with an outlay of 6,000 crores over 5 years. And lastly, sir, the Udyam Assist platform, which was launched in 23 to bring informal micro enterprises under the formal ambit to avail priority sector lending has also been done. So MSME can now take the money which is coming under the priority sector lending umbrella. So lastly, I was a bit appalled.
Madam, this is second lastly.
Did I say one lastly? I'm sorry.
Second lastly.
I'm sorry, sir. I'll correct myself. Sir, who made Charan Singh PM? Was an observation by K.C. Venugopalji. People make PMs. I hope the Congress party is not living in that thing. They make PM, they throw PM, they bring in PM, they reject PM. No. People have rejected the Congress. But if you're well aware of that politics of that time, sir. Indira Congress decided to extend support to Chaudhry Charan Singh, who took oath as Prime Minister on 28 July 1979. Within 24 days, he resigns. Why? Because Indira Gandhi's Congress withdrew support from him. Charan Singh said he resigned because he was not ready to be blackmailed into withdrawing cases against Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi cases which were put on her post-emergency. Indira Gandhi ji wanted Charan Singh to withdraw certain cases against her relating to the excesses committed during emergency, and he refused. Charan Singh ji said while resigning, and I quote, "The country would not have forgiven us if we had, for the sake of remaining in office, agreed to withdraw prosecutions against persons responsible for atrocities during emergency." Unquote. That's the honor with which that person left from there. Chaudhry Charan Singh ji had to leave because he didn't think he should yield to that blackmail. So it was the Congress party which brought down Chaudhry Charan Singh ji in 1979. Good that K.C. Venugopal ji brought that up. It's all right for them to now say, it's all right, you go away to his grandson. But the fact remains, they had no respect for Chaudhry Charan Singh ji. This is the way they blackmailed him. An honorable man that he was, he said, no, I'm not falling into this, and he went away. Similarly, today, I'm grateful that our government has honored P.V. Narasimha Rao ji. Many things can be said. 91 reform, if he wasn't the Prime Minister at that time, even an economist, Dr. Manmohan Singh, couldn't have performed what he did as a government. Congress party did not even have the gratefulness to recognize him even after his death. The pictures, the video of the party's office, headquarters office, gate closing, even as his corpse was going, will bring tears to anybody's eyes. A person sacrifices and serves the party, but because of prejudice, you ignored him even after his death. That is the gratefulness this party has shown. And I don't need to say that it is the party which gave, under their own prime ministers, the prime ministers gave themselves Bharat Ratna. Nehru ji, Indira ji, all gave themselves the Bharat Ratna. They didn't bother about others. And they certainly didn't bother about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who they constantly kept defeating in political fields. They didn't give the Bharat Ratna to him. And therefore, sir, this party should not shed crocodile tears, or should not, for the record's sake, say, oh, no, we welcome Bharat Ratna being given for P.V. Narasimha Rao, for Chaudhry Charan Singh ji, and so on. They've proven when they were alive how torturous their lives were, how they tortured them. All that is very clear, and it will go on the records of the parliament as to how, when they were alive, they tortured them, insulted them, and now when a different party, when Prime Minister Modi gives them Bharat Ratna, they are not even able to gulp the fact. Thank you very much.